Hey kids, calling from Portland, Maine. Got myself in a hell of a mess this time, guys. Oh man. So I'll just give you the fill-in. Basically, it's a 2000 GMC Sonoma 2.2 fleet side standard rear-wheel drive. Oh yeah, just do the simple gas filler neck. Wow. So a couple important things here, just like to let you know. I'm from Maine, and rust is that's like your brother and sister here that you love to hate. Oh God, and mine was really bad, wicked bad. So you'll probably, if you've searched, you'll see the TRQ guy doing. He's got the nice warm, office one, a lift and easy, can reach up and blah 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 blah. Well, I'm doing it on the ground. All right, so. Again, I'm not a photographer, but I can tell you right now, boys, don't even try until you're ready to go through an emotional whirlwind. And I'll just give you a couple of points that absolutely difference maker. You won't be able to do it without it. Let me turn the camera around. Very simple, but critical. Couple of tight picks or whatever, because what you're going to find out is the two hoses. There's a big one, like a 2-inch, and then the 3/4-inch hose, air hose, connects PB blaster. And I'll tell you, yep, there it is. Full goggles, man. You got to go full battle. When you're underneath that, I think I had 3 inches of rust fall on me, and the regular goggles just didn't cut it. So I ended up pretty much blind. I got gashes on my wrist, and I had emotional breakdown. Other than that, it went awesome. And the TRQ guy said one thing that, or someone had done it, suggesting, hey, you cut that air tube, because the small one was the one that was an absolute nightmare to get off. It goes in about an inch at least, and mine had like the rust, so you have to keep working your pick in, try to spray some lube in there, back and forth with the pick, keep spraying, twisting, spray, twist. I mean, just do it. Better too much than not enough. I wouldn't worry about any getting in there. That's the least of your issues, getting in the tank. And ultimately, after you undo it from the top area there. And again, I'm not going to get into all the details. You can watch TRQ. I'm just letting you know that he suggested. Yeah, one guy said it's a little tough. It's like, it's a nightmare. If you're from the north, maybe in the south you don't have to deal with the rust, slips right off. But man, it was a nightmare on the ground, no lift conditions. So just a heads up, if that's what you're gonna do, get your PB blaster. Be ready for patience. Don't expect to do it in an hour. I can tell you right now. The one other thing, the TRQ guy, just miraculously, you're gonna see a grounding wire strap. There's a bolt on top of the frame. It's almost impossible to reach generally. You have to work your hand up around there. I didn't even know what size. I think it's a 13 millimeter if you want to venture there. But I mean, the thing was just sitting on top there. It was just rusted solid. So I'm just going to punch a new hole and tap a hole on the side of the frame and sand it, grind it down, and ground it that way. I started to do it. I was like, this is a waste of time the bolts are all rusted. So so good luck, get ready, hang in there, we'll come out. I got mine finally in. You know how it is, like, man, you're like, it gets to the point where I think I was 3 hours into it. It's getting dusk. It's like, you know what, I talked to it. I talked to myself. I said, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. I'm doing this until I get you out. And ultimately perseverance works. But yeah, so just be ready for it emotionally before you get into it, because it's gonna, everything, even just taking the clamps off. Of course, I finally get the wrench up in there to the socket to turn it. Of course, I got the ratchet on the wrong direction. I have to undo it. There's 10 minutes just, it's just every single thing. So think it through, your actions, try to minimize, redo, because yeah, it's tough. Going in was much easier. Definitely loop the end. I just use WD-40 on the pipe itself to put it back in and just wiggle it back and forth, in and out, pushing pressure in. And because there's a connection about 4 inches on the tank, there's the same thing as a nipple. So that tube is only like 5 inches, and it's clamped right on hard, just like the outer portion of both of those tubes, the small one and the big one. And again, if I could, I was considering taking a hacksaw to cut the air tube, because it definitely would come out easier without that, because that was just such a nightmare. It just still baffles me. But I was like, of course, I'm like, well, you know what, there's fumes, potentially spark, yeah, maybe not a great idea. I tried some tin snips, but it's just thick enough that it wouldn't cut through. But I definitely, if there's any way, if you want to take a chance, whatever you want to do, somehow to cut that tube so you're only dealing with the main one, and then you can have plenty of clearance to get up in there and pull out the small one. Otherwise, you got to pry it back and forth, up and down, around and around, and PB blast. You know, put your pick in it, drive it right in pretty deep as you can, and keep spraying, lubing, stretching, and you know, obviously trying not to poke a hole in the rubber. It's pretty dense, I'll say that. And anyway, so good luck, and signing up from Portland, Maine. Wicked good, and not bad much, whatever. It's like 50 something degrees, no snow. All right, boys, take care. Later.